Greetings from Saigon, Vietnam. In this video, I will share with you guys the truth about Saigon, Vietnam, as experienced and told by a foreigner. Now we have seen the touristy Saigon area, District 1, the Benta Market, the Notre Dame Cathedral, Virgin Mary, and Saigon Center, Takashimaya, Wing Hui Walking Street. So what's more? The sad truth is foreigners are treated as the ATMs by some of the local sellers, and sometimes they are shortchanged. So they say if you pay like 100,000 for a 10,000 item, and then the seller may just take the 100,000 dong and not give you any change back because they think that you don't know anything about the Vietnamese money, or you have mistaken the $100,000 dong, 100,000 Vietnam dong to 10,000 Vietnam dong. So that's how they make some profit. Of course, this is not the truth for all the sellers. I'm just saying I counted at least 5 sellers at the Benta Market in District 1 who did this way. And not only in the Benta Market, sometimes outside on the streets, in Saigon, Vietnam, there are a lot of roadside stores, and they just sell the drinks and the food outside. One thing will be the food hygiene. Sometimes you get a stomach upset. Secondly, you may get shortchanged once again. You must be alert when it comes to visiting Vietnam or any other country. There are lots of scams, not just a shortchanging scam. It can be like overcharge meter for the taxis, and then some random stranger asking to borrow your phone on the street, and then they just ride out on a motorbike and just realize that you've been robbed of a phone. Alright, I just continue to explain about the situation in Vietnam. As a foreigner, if you understand and can speak Vietnamese, and then you feel frustrated because the Vietnamese person will always try to speak English with you. There's no wrong or anything with it, but then as a foreigner, if you already understand and speak fluent English, then fluent Vietnamese, then why not? You just think of yourself, why not the Vietnamese people will not speak like Vietnamese with you? Is it because our Vietnamese is not good enough or something? But sometimes I just feel frustrated because I self-learn Vietnamese, and I think this kind of like disrespect to the person who speaks Vietnamese to you. You don't respect your own language as a Vietnamese, that you can speak Vietnamese, but you choose not to a foreigner who can speak Vietnamese. So I think that's something that's happening to all foreigners at the moment who already know and understand the basic Vietnamese. It's just that this is my sentiment and feelings after staying in Vietnam a few years. Not only in Saigon, but in other parts of Vietnam itself, like the Vũng Tàu and then Nha Trang, even in the Hanoi area. It's just like this is the culture there. Unless you ignore them, and then you just keep on replying in Vietnamese non-stop, and then one sentence you reply you in Vietnamese. If not, you just don't continue the conversation. I think it's fine. There's one more thing. Sometimes you walk along the streets of Saigon or any part of Vietnam, and suddenly you just smell something fishy. It's like something that is not good. And do you know what's the reason? It's because I personally see the Vietnamese men, they actually pee and urinate on the streets of the Vietnam. It's just not good, not hygienic. And then some of them happen to be the Grab riders. I wonder if I order food and then will they wash their hands? The next issue is the Vietnamese. The traffic is really chaotic. This can be like busy 24 hours in Saigon. And then if you cross a road as a tourist, you are really not sure how to cross it, so you just raise your hand or something. But just advice, just go straight, and then do not make any sudden movement, and you should be fine. If you guys enjoy the video so far, like and subscribe so that more people can also watch the video. Thank you very much. Just a few more pointers. One of the frustrations that foreigners face will be the visa extensions. It may take a long time and lots of money, because like let's say you have only 30 days visa or 2 weeks visa, then you have to exit Vietnam every 30 days or 2 weeks. Then another thing is whenever foreigners or the locals even exit or enter the Tan Son Nhat International Airport, is a long queue. And then have you ever like waited in queue for 1 to 2 hours just to clear the immigration. The immigration is just so manual process. It's already the year 2025. Lots of countries already use automated entry clearance, but only in Vietnam I see is still doing the manual process. It takes a long time. I think this can never be improved from a short term. Maybe in the future it's the same. Maybe because they want to create more jobs for the locals. Now, air pollution is very serious in Vietnam, especially in the Hanoi area. Every day, there are lots of motorbikes, and you know the number of motorbikes actually more than the number of cars. So, as a pedestrian or driver, if you do not wear any face mask and you just walk along the street, it's very smelly and it's overwhelming to their health. If you are an elderly person and you suffer from asthma, then maybe you will not live long. I just say that the air pollution is really serious and there's no air quality here. Have you ever stayed in Vietnam and then your neighbors just sing karaoke like nobody's business at 1 a.m., 2 a.m.? It's just so loud, and guess what? Their voice and the singing is not really good, and just like more pollution instead of karaoke. So these are the problems that affects all the locals and the expats and the foreigners living around that person. And in the rainy season, from May to November every year, there'll be flooding along the streets. So if you are wearing like long pants, skirts or anything, jeans, the water can reach up to your knee level or even higher, so that it becomes a kind of swimming pool. It's really like, the water is really like dirty. It may damage your skin, your shoes, your shirts, your clothes and everything. So this is one of the thing. But the location where you stay is important. If you stay in some kind of high-end condo, then the flooding problem will be reduced a lot. But if you stay in those rented houses, private houses, those like in the small alleys, then may have a problem. Because I used to rent a small room, and then during the rainy season it's really flooding, and even getting out and getting in is a big problem. Even if I order food from the Grab driver will not enter because the water will affect their engines and make the motorbike spoil. Having said that, in the neighborhood areas, you often see the men not wearing any shirt, and it's kind of disgusting because they're only wearing the shorts. All these people are just mostly the elderly people in their 50s, 60s, 70s. I just think that it's not a very cultural thing. Although Vietnam is less developed, but this thing can be improved by education from young. And lastly, if you are not in District 1 and you travel to other districts, then if you do not like the dogs barking at you, then you may find it a hassle and a problem, because in those areas outside District 1, the locals, Vietnamese, like to keep the dogs as a pet, and sometimes I even see the pet dogs bite strangers for no reason. Maybe they are agitated or by some perfume the stranger is actually wearing. I'm not sure, but I've actually seen by my own eyes, by my very own eyes, that the dog actually bark and bite the person who is passing through their houses without any threatening behavior. So that stranger was like totally shocked, and I was totally shocked at that time. I was about 2 to 3 meters away when I saw it, and the dog was actually a pet dog, very small dog. This is one of the problem. So having said that, this is just a general insight to the daily life and frustrations of the actual reality of staying and living in Vietnam. What do you guys think? Can drop me a comment. This is just my sharing session. There'll be more sharing in the future as I explore more stuff, because this is an impromptu video. I just thought of doing it to share and then to understand whether other foreigners face the same problem. And yeah, so I'd like to see you guys in my next video. Please take care and stay healthy. If you are not subscribed, please subscribe if you enjoy my video. And I would like to see you guys in my next video. Take care. Bye.